Mic check, check. Okay, before we get started, a couple of notes regarding the satellite coordinates. Today, March 26th, SES 3K02B, booked by CBS NCAA, the downlink 11753.5V. Books, docs. Thank you. The all-tournament team is being handed out, or should be handed out shortly. The most outstanding player is Buddy Hield, Jordan Woodard, Elgin Cook of Oregon, Jordan Woodard of Oklahoma, Elgin Cook of Oregon, Isaiah Cousins of Oklahoma, and Brandon Ingram of Duke round out the team. Got about 2 minutes left in the cooling off period. Then it'll be about a 3 minute walk or so for the Oregon coach and student athletes to get to the interview room. Oregon will be bringing head coach Dana Altman, student athletes Dylan Brooks and Chris Boucher. Lovely. Format for this will be a 10-minute cooling off period, obviously. We'll open up with a question or a statement from Coach Altman, then open up to questions for the student athletes first for about 8 minutes. Then we'll let them go. We'll have an additional 10 minutes with Coach Altman, up to 10 minutes. A reminder that any student athlete not participating in the interview room will be available in the locker room. And again, the locker room for Oregon is the Ducks, Mighty Hockey Ducks locker room over on the other side of the arena. Ask everybody to please turn off your cell phones. And same routine as usual, raise your hand. We'll get the microphone to you. I will call on you in the order that I see you. So I'm keeping track. As I see you raise your hand, I write you down, and we'll call on you in the order that you raised your hand. Just a couple of notes here. The series between Oklahoma and Oregon, this was their third meeting. It's the first win for Oklahoma over Oregon, but you got to go a ways back for their meeting, or for their last meeting. The last time they met prior to tonight was December 9th, 1940 in Norman, Oklahoma, where Oregon defeated Oklahoma 42-29. We've been told that Oregon is currently being interviewed by CBS, so we're going to add a little bit, probably about 4 minutes, up to 4 minutes, to our timeline. For what? No, I don't think so. But if it is, somebody will tell me, and I'll read it. Another note about Oregon, they finished this season at 31-7. That is the program's best mark in 77 years. The 1938-39 Tall Furs, which won the very first NCAA title, finished the season at 29-5. And the 31 wins broke the program record of 30 set in 1945. We have books, so if you'd like a book, please raise your hand, and Kelly will get one to you. throw one of the books right? Give him up here to coach. Yeah, coach gets a book. And no, just turn it way, way down and stick it up by your ear. Because you got to be able to hear what's going on with the other, in case they decide to walk, and we got to know to put them in the room there. Once they get the locker room and the door closes. The Oregon locker room is now open. If anyone wants to chat with any of the student athletes who will not be up here at the table. Maybe you should. Yeah. If it breaks it, we have a backup. Oregon is on their way to the interview room. They have about a 3-minute walk, so they should be here very shortly. All right, real quick, once again, ask everybody to please turn off your cell phones or at least set them to vibrate. Also a reminder, the NCAA, as per the NCAA, no cell phones or tablets are permitted to film or record interviews in the interview area. If you need to get video, you can get it from the good folks at Hammond in the back there. Julie St. Cyr, who just stepped out as your interview room coordinator. If you have any questions, you can talk to her. Reminder that the student athletes from Oregon who are not participating in this press conference are in the interview or in their locker room right now. That's the Ducks locker room on the other side of the building. I will call. Please raise your hand. I'll call on you in the order that I see you. We have 2 microphones. We'll get a microphone to you, and you can ask your question. If you have a follow-up, that's okay. Just let me know that you have a follow-up. Full transcripts of the press conferences will be available in the media room shortly afterwards. Also, if you have a question that you want to direct to multiple student athletes, please pick one first, and we can start from there. Otherwise, I'll pick for you, and you may not get the answer you're looking for. Again, we're going to start off with a statement from Coach Altman, open up to questions for the student athletes, then we'll let them go after about 8 minutes and allow Coach Altman to finish up. Okay, we are now joined by head coach Dana Altman, student athletes Dylan Brooks and Chris Boucher.
Elgin Cook. Elgin Cook. No, we didn't change it. That's who we told them we were bringing.
Okay,
they
hold on.
Made a mistake.
So who do we have?
Elgin Cook.
Elgin Cook. Okay, sorry, my mistake, our mistake. Elgin Cook and Chris Boucher.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll open it up with a statement here from Coach Altman and then throw it open to questions. Go ahead, Coach.
Just very disappointing first half. They just killed us on the boards. They were much quicker to the ball, much more active. I'm not sure if it was the energy that was produced by them hitting threes, but you know, they just did a tremendous job on the boards. And in fact, it was they had 15 second chance points, I believe, at halftime, and second half they must only got 1. But the first half, I thought them getting those second opportunities for 15 points was, you know, really put us in a hole that we could never recover from.
Okay, we're going to start right here. Remember, these are questions for the student athletes, please.
Myron McAfee, ESPN. Elgin, how hard was it to stick with Buddy Hield throughout this game?
He's a great player, and he was active. He was moving around a lot, and he made it tough on us. We tried to crowd him, tried our best to corral him and keep him out of open areas, but he made a lot of tough shots.
Right here in the second row, or first row, excuse me.
Stephen Herbert, City News Service, first for Elgin, then for Chris. How much does this loss hurt?
Hurts a lot. My season is over. We're done. No one expected it. We was confident. We believed in each other, but this hurts a lot.
Chris?
I mean, it hurts for sure. I mean, I'll never be able to play with those guys, Elgin, Dwayne, that was their last season, and, just to see that we didn't give our maximum, it just hurts, That's all it is.
Okay, we're going to go right here in the second row, please.
Elgin, Mark Cannizzaro for the New York Post. You touched on it a minute ago about the tough shots that Buddy was making. That first one that he made over in the left corner, you looked like he had a hand right in his face over there. Was that kind of indicative of that he wasn't going to be stopped? The first three that Buddy made I think was over in the left wing over there, and you looked like you had him D'd up pretty well and had a hand right in his face, and he just went right over you.
Yeah, I was trying to contest the shot. I was trying to make him put it on the floor. I should have been a little bit closer to him and made him drive it, I guess, but he's a great player.
Myron, go ahead.
Elgin, after watching film coming into this game on Buddy, what did you feel like you had to do to slow him down, and how hard was it to actually execute that plan in the game?
We knew we had to make him put it on the floor. He shot a 8 for 13 for 3, so we didn't do our job as players, and it cost us the game.
Go right back here, please, in the black shirt. Hold on, wait for the mic, please.
Bob Kaiser, Orange County Register, to Elgin, and you guys have been very fluid all season long. You had about a 6.5-minute period where you guys didn't make a field goal, had a few turnovers. It was early in the first half, and that kind of seemed to be the big period where they stretched it out on you. What were you guys thinking during that period?
Could you repeat the question? The audio, if we can turn his mic up a little bit, they couldn't hear the question clearly.
There was a 6.5-minute period where you guys had a few turnovers and didn't make a field goal. That's very unlike you guys all season long. What were you guys going through your mind at that point?
We was driving the ball a lot and just taking it one-on-one. Their players was collapsing, they was attacking the ball, and they was aggressive, and they sped us up a little bit, and we didn't share the ball that well this game.
Any further questions for the student athletes? Last call. All right, thank you, gentlemen. We'll open up to questions for Coach Altman. We're going to go here on my left in the fifth row, and then we'll go to Myron.
David Klein, ESPN 1280, the ticket coach. What kind of game plan did you try to come in to contain Buddy Hield today?
Well, we thought Elgin, could stay after him a little bit, and he hit some tough ones. He hit some deep ones. It was one of those games that, I miscalculated some things. I thought Elgin would be able to handle him a little bit better, but I don't fault Elgin's effort or anything. I think he just hit some shots, and we accomplished part of what we wanted to do. We got him to turn it over 6 times, and by pressuring him, we weren't able to take advantage of those turnovers. But he just backed up and hit a few. That first one or the last one before the half, and the first one that he hit. I mean, he hit 3 or 4 that I thought we guarded pretty good, and he just hit them.
So Myron left. Anybody else with a question for Coach Altman? Go ahead, Bob.
Coach, you guys have dominated the boards a lot in most of your games this season. For them coming out and getting 11 offensive boards in the first half, so atypical. What did you guys talk about at halftime regarding that?
That was the real disappointing thing for our coaches and for our players. They had 15, as I mentioned, second chance points in the first half. We had 4. That 11-point difference, was the difference in the game. We were down 18, but if you just even that number up a little bit, and usually that's a number we're up on. But points off turnovers and points off second chance points have been what we've kind of lived on, and we didn't get either in that stretch. We were down points off turnovers, and we were down second chance points.
Going right here, standing up next to the pole, please.
Hi, Dana. Mark Myers, AP Radio. This was a historical season for your program. How do you balance the disappointment you're feeling now, but all knowing that you had a tremendous season when it's all said and done?
Well, it's going to hurt for a while. Our guys are really hurting right now. Their goal was to get to Houston and try to make something happen, and we didn't accomplish that. So right now they're not feeling very good, but I think once they get some time to get over that hurt of this ball game, they'll look back and, we won 31 ball games. We won the league. We won the conference title. This is the Elite Eight, so we did some good things. But we did not have a good first half, and we got ourselves in trouble. And that's a credit to Coach Kruger and his staff. I mean, those guys are ready to play, and I'm just sorry I let my team down. We weren't as sharp as we should have been out of the box.
Any more questions for Coach Altman? We'll go back here. We got two. We got one on the right in the back, and then we'll go over here.
Richard Kroon, Tulsa World. Coach, in the second half, there was one chance it looked like where you might cut it to 10 with a three, and then Buddy hits a long three. I mean, did you feel like that was the one big moment you could have maybe pressed them?
Well, we had some opportunities. Tyler had a good look on the play that you're talking about. He's our best three-point shooter, wide open right in front of our bench. He had a good look. He missed it, and they come down and Buddy hit one. So we had a number of cases like that where we had opportunities to maybe put some baskets in a row, and we either missed an opportunity, a three, or we turned it over. We turned the ball over 12 times, and OU scored 18 points off those turnovers. So again, the two areas we really, points off turnovers and second chance points, we got beaten both those areas, and that was the difference in the game.
I'm going to go in the fifth row in the middle aisle, please.
Coach, the free throw game against Duke, you went 8 for 17. Today you went 22 for 30. Was that part of your game plan to try and get the ball inside and get to the line?
Well, we felt like we could drive the ball, and we drove it at them aggressively, and we did get to the line, so we accomplished that. We had to hit all our free throws to really stay in the ball game, but we missed a couple critical ones there where we were trying to make a run and just couldn't get back-to-back free throws to get that number under 10, and so yeah, our game plan offensively was to swing the ball from side to side and drive it a little bit, and I think we accomplished some of that, but we didn't hit any threes. 4 for 21. We took a couple quick ones, but we had some good looks that we had to hit and to stay in the game, and we just didn't do it.
We're going to go two over here. We got Josh, then Bob.
Hey, Coach. Josh Peter with USA Today. This morning, Coach Krzyzewski released a statement, said that he'd called you to apologize. Explain what happened this morning and how you feel about the situation.
Well, he called and apologized, and I told him he didn't need to. Someone that has accomplished what he has accomplished and makes a comment to one of my players is perfectly fine with me. And didn't bother me at all. It bothered a lot of people. It didn't bother me. It didn't bother Dylan. And Dylan's response proved that. And so it was a nice gesture. It was very professional. And I agreed with him when the question was asked. There was something about showboat, which he never said. And so it was a dead issue long before that. And it was something that was nice. And I told Dylan that he called, but he definitely didn't need to. And because there was no offense taken by our coaching staff, by me, or Dylan, none at all. And so it's a dead issue.
Bob, go ahead.
Coach, Coach, Oklahoma's a pretty special team. Was there anything about them today that was stood out as far above what you guys saw in the Pac-12 this year?
Buddy, a guy gets 37 on you. That's something. And no, I thought he had a phenomenal game, you know, and every time I felt like we were getting ready to do something, he'd jump up and make a shot. So other than the turnovers, which, you know, we probably should have jammed him even more than we did, and but other than that, you know, he's a tough guard, and the guy gets 37 on you. You know, that's, you got to come up with something different, and I didn't help our team much there at all.
We have time for one more question, if anybody wants it. We're going to go in the back here on the left, please.
Sarah Lou, Sports Illustrated Kids. So I know it was a disappointing loss, but congratulations on such a good season. For a team that wasn't even ranked in the beginning of the season, what does it say about your team's character to make it all the way to the Elite Eight?
Well, that they worked awfully hard, and you know, I got a great feeling about this team because they did work so hard, and where we came from and how hard they worked throughout the year. You know, I've been fortunate enough to do this for a long time, and it's a special group. You know, November, December, there wasn't anybody who thought this team, you know, would accomplish what they have accomplished. So as a coach, as someone who works with young people, anytime that they get better and come together as a group, it's always real special. And so I'll always have a special feel for this team just because how hard they work and how much they put up with me, yapping at them all the time to try to get better and pushing them along. And they gave themselves a chance. We didn't play our best game today, and a lot of that has to do with Oklahoma and their outstanding coaching staff and Coach Kruger in particular. But, you know, we had our chance, and we just didn't take full advantage of it.
Okay, with that, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you, Coach Altman. Congratulations on a great season.
Thanks.
We will be joined in a few minutes by the Oklahoma starting five. It'll be Ryan Spangler, Kadeem Lattin, Jordan Woodard, Isaiah Cousins, and Buddy Hield. Yeah, you can hand it out. All copies of the all-tournament team are being distributed here in the room right now. If you'd like a copy, please raise your hand. That team is Buddy Hield, the most outstanding player, Jordan Woodard of Oklahoma, Isaiah Cousins of Oklahoma, Elgin Cook of Oregon, Brandon Ingram of Duke. A couple notes from the game. Buddy Hield's 26th game with at least 20 points, his 12th game with at least 30 points. He now has 14 30-point games in his career, which breaks the record for the Big 12, which he held with. It was his 14th game with at least 5 threes. It was his second 30-point game of the tournament. His 8 three-pointers tied for a team season high.
Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Testing 1, 2. Hey, Russ. Okay, you hear it okay now? All right, cool.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. I'm told Oregon has not yet entered the locker room. They should be there shortly. So we'll keep you apprised as we hear about it. Yeah, Isaiah, it's the starting 5 from, but that doesn't help if you don't have a book.
All right, so Oklahoma is en route from the nearby locker room. They should be here momentarily. And again, they're bringing their starting five: Ryan Spangler, Kadeem Lattin, Jordan Woodard, Isaiah Cousins, and Buddy Hield. Some new faces here, so I'm just going to ask real quick, everybody, please check your cell phones, turn them off. I will call on you in the order that I see you, so we'll get the microphone to you. You can ask your question. Please identify yourself and your affiliation so we know who we're talking to up here. If you have a question for the student athletes, it would be really helpful if you could direct it to one specific student athlete or pick one or two or whatever. Otherwise, I'll pick for you, and you may not get the answer you're looking for. You guys, congratulations. Congratulations. Coach, congratulations. No, I need that. Don't steal that. Come back. We'll get you one. We'll get you one. Can we get some box scores up here, please? Get you one. There we go. You can take it. No, you're good. You're good. Make sure you guys get one. Yes, please. If we can get another set, or get 5, please. All right, we are joined by head coach Lon Kruger and the student athletes. We're going to open up with a statement from Coach Kruger, and then we'll open up to questions first for the student athletes for about 8 minutes, and then we'll go to questions to Coach Kruger. Coach, congratulations. Take it away.
Thank you very much. Obviously, couldn't be more pleased for this group of guys. They've invested so much. They've meant so much on the floor, off the floor, in the classroom, in the community. Just a special, special group, and obviously played extremely well this weekend. Beat a very good Oregon club. Said many times, Coach Altman, Coach Self, I think are the two guys, coaches of the year in the country. They've done such a fantastic job. So, you know, to beat an Oregon club today is very satisfying. Yet, when you're very, very, very good friends on the other bench, it takes a little bit from that because you know how he feels. But still, proud for the guys. Look forward to the week of preparation ahead, and again, couldn't be happier.
Okay, questions for the student athletes. We're going to start right here in the third row on the far left, please.
Karen Kraus, New York Times. This is for Buddy. As you look at that box score, what besides the final score stands out to you?
Turnovers. I got 6 turnovers. No, I just how we guard and defend them. They shot 38%, and when you hold the team under 40%, it's pretty good.
Okay, we're going to go over here in the third row. We're basically going to do 4 right around here.
Barry Trammell with the Oklahoman. Buddy, you hit a bunch of big shots tonight. The one at the end of the half seemed to really stand all the momentum with you guys. Was that your favorite shot of the night, or did you have one you liked better?
Yeah, it's his favorite shot, because after that, I looked straight at Kobe, and he saluted me afterwards. That was the favorite one.
We're going to go right here to Myron.
Myron Metcalf, ESPN. For Buddy and Ryan, how important has Isaiah been to what you all have been able to achieve thus far?
He's very important. I think he sets the pace for our offense. You know, he controls us, what we do on offense, and you know, if we aren't getting what we like, then he pulls it out and starts over. And I think he's gotten better all year long at moving the ball and finding people open and getting them shots.
Yeah, Isaiah, he's doing a really good job. You know, it wasn't for him, I probably had all these shots in rhythm, and he gave me good shots in rhythm, and he just have a knack with he had good change of pace, good change of speed, and he just put the pressure on the defense because once he gets past them, you know, it's hard to maintain him because they always help him so much. So he grades so much for this team.
We're going to right here in the second row, please, on the aisle.
Giandra LaBeouf, Black Sports Online. This question is for Buddy. In the other locker room, they compared you to Kobe Bryant. When you hear these comparisons, does it put additional pressure on you to perform as the tournament continues?
I'm not Kobe Bryant. They should not compare me. He's from far away from him. I just make shots. But it's kind of cool. But you know, me and Kobe is in 2 different classes. I don't need to be compared with him.
Myron, did you have one up front? Did you? Yeah, right here.
Jordan, Myron Patton Fox in Oklahoma City. What's the one thing you think got you guys off to a good start tonight?
Just coming into the game, focused on the ultimate goal. That's to get to the Final Four. And as a team, we were really focused, and I think we were just playing for something very important. So we just wanted to leave it all on the floor.
We're going to go right here in the front row, please.
Isaiah and Buddy Alish, back to Sports Center, Oklahoma City. 4 years ago, if I told you, well, you guys are going to the Final Four, what would you have said?
Isaiah, why don't you start?
I would say, yeah, we would go to the Final Four. But as last year, we seen how close we was to getting there with the team we had last year, and then with the people returning, we just set a goal that we could get there. So we just kept practicing and pushing each other each and every day in practice.
For sure, I would say yeah, with no doubt. We know it was a work in progress, but hats off to the coach. He did a good job of keeping us sound, and he got us prepared each year. And every year was a different goal, and just the year that we was the Final Four year. So I'm just happy that we all made it here, and we just get 2 more games to finish out.
Okay, we're going to go to the blue shirt right there in the tie, please, on the aisle. We've got about 12 questions in line here, so be patient, please.
All right. David Klein, ESPN 1280. Buddy, obviously 37 points, great game, obviously. When you get that hot, when you start so well, what's going through your mind? Like, what keeps your mentality going just to keep it up and just keeping making your shots?
Just when the defense slips up and I get a chance to put it up, I just put it up because my confidence level is so high. So, just taking shots in rhythm and taking shots I know I'm capable of making.
We're going to go right here in the front row.
This is for Buddy. Stephen Herbert, City News Service. Why do you think you scored 37 points and made 8 3-point shots today?
Can you say it again?
Can you repeat that?
Why do you think you were able to score 37 points and make 8 3-point shots today?
What was it about the game that allowed you to do that?
My teammates just found me in open spots, really, and just catching the ball in rhythm and just being confident in every shot I take. I know coming in I had to be aggressive for us to win. So my teammates found me in good spots, and I was able to step and get shots in rhythm. And my teammates did a good job finding me all year. And tonight was another example of how they got me open.
The gentleman standing next to the pole there, please.
Along that line, Buddy, from AP
Radio. I'm sorry, could you identify yourself, please?
Mark Myers, AP Radio. 37 is an awful lot in a college game. What's it like to have that kind of a night on this kind of a stage to put your team into the Final Four?
Oh, it's special, to be honest with you. And, as a kid, you dream about having games like this. But, I just thank my teammates and my coaching staff for putting me in a position to score the ball. And they gave me the confidence to put the ball up. And, even though I had a bad off night last game, I just came in confident. And they gave me the confidence to be aggressive every night.
We're going to go right here on the aisle, third row.
Yeah, this is for Kadeem and Jordan. You guys want to make the Final Four. It's great for you. It also breaks a long drought for your coach. Lon hadn't been in the Final Four in 22 years. What does it mean to you to be the team that got him back to the Final Four?
It's pretty cool. Definitely, we wouldn't have got to the Final Four without Coach Kruger. He's a great coach. So I don't know if we got him to the Final Four or if he got us to the Final Four. But we're going, and hands down to Coach. And it's just an awesome experience to have, especially because it's in Houston.
Myron, and then we go all the way to the very back. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jordan. Can we get his mic up, please?
With this team and these coaching staff, I can't wait to play in the Final Four.
Go ahead, Myron.
Buddy, how satisfying is this moment knowing that you decided to come back? You could have gone pro, but now you're going to the Final Four in your senior season.
It's very exciting. Just battling with these guys. I've been battling with Kadeem for 2 years, me, Isaiah, and Jordan for 3 years, Ryan and Isaiah for 4 years. It's been pretty special. We work all summer. We had a bad taste in our mouth last spring, and we wanted to work hard. And as soon as we came back next week, next day, we was in the gym working out. And guys really want to get to this point, so we really work hard. And the coaching staff was on his heart, and he always on his seniors. Coach is always on his seniors. So hats off to the senior class we have here for leading us. And whether it's me scoring points or Isaiah initiating offense or Ryan being our dirty work, we all had a part to do with this. And I'm just happy for our leadership that brought us this far.
Okay, wait, somebody in the back can't really see you clearly. Are you still back there, or did you leave? Nope. Okay, we're good there. All right, so we're going to go up here to this corner to Myron.
This to Ryan and Kadeem. There's been a lot of talk about their front line, big shot blockers, aggressive, athletic. You guys pretty much neutralize them. What worked for you?
Just being physical and strong in there, and making sure we get a body on them. I think they've killed a lot of teams just because they use their size and length and athleticism and go up there and get the ball. And today I think we made sure we put a body on them and didn't let them get that many.
Yeah, we kind of just imposed our will in the paint.
We got 2 questions, time for 2 questions left. We're going to go with Josh and then Jill.
Hi, buddy. Josh Peter, USA Today. Can you talk about Coach Kruger's role in this team getting to the Final Four?
Coach Kruger's role. Let me see now. He's been good for us. The way he draw plays for us and how he exploit mismatch and how he get us running plays for us to go downhill and drive and kick. It's always with drive and kick and making a play for the teammate. And he does a good job. And he always talk about how he spends a lot of nights watching film. And he prepared us. And he always talk about we got to go out there and execute for him. And he does a good job of keeping us collect. He's never too high, but he's always in between the lines. And he never, acting too angry at us. And he's always mellow. So I'm just happy we got a coach like Coach Kruger to keep us level-headed every day.
Jill, go ahead.
Jill Painter, this one is for Ryan Spangler. What do you hope that the country learned about Oklahoma today?
I think just keep us in the back of your mind. I think this team has put us on the stage, and I think Coach is going to keep after this year, Coach is going to keep them going in the right direction, and got some good guys coming in.
We're going to sneak one more in. We're going to go to the second row here on the aisle, please.
This is Mark Cannizzaro from the New York Post. This is actually for if Ryan, you and Buddy could address this. The uniqueness of having the four of you guys for 104 straight games, and is this the kind of thing that's possible when you have that kind of continuity and chemistry?
Ryan, why don't you go first?
Yeah, for sure. We've spent a lot of time, on and off the court together. Learned a lot about each other. And they'll be my friends forever. But I think the biggest thing is we know where each other's going to be on the court. We know what each other's going to do. We can be accountable for each other, and so it's good.
Buddy?
Yeah, it's just exactly what Ryan said. Just being around each other for 4 years, hanging around each other, knowing what we like to do, and just having that chemistry. I think that's got us here right now.
And Isaiah, you want to say anything?
Just coming together and making a team camaraderie and just learning about each other really helps in the game, especially in situations where we need each other. And when teams go on their run, we just come together and just keep fighting.
All right, unfortunately, we're out of time with the student athletes. They're going to be released to the locker room, but the locker room is open. If you would like to ask a question of one of these gentlemen or one of the student athletes not on the stage, you're welcome to do so in the locker room. Thanks for coming in, gentlemen. Thank you, and congratulations.
What do you say?
He said flip your hat. I'm guessing no.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to open up. We got 1, 2, 3. We're going to go this side of the room first. We'll go that side of the room second.
A few years ago, 2014, you got a call that Isaiah had been wounded.
I'm sorry, could we turn up the volume? It's really hard to hear the questions up here.
In 2014, you got a call that Isaiah had been shot and was injured. What was your response, and what did you feel in that moment, and how satisfying is it to see him standing here now and going to the Final Four?
We got the news when Isaiah was home that he had been shot, and we called right away. And obviously you're very concerned when you don't know to what degree. And then when we learned that it wasn't life-threatening, that was a big relief, and that he was going to recover fully. And but still, his mom said, Coach, keep him in Norman. Don't let him come back home. But he's responded. He's worked hard. He's recovered. He's doing just a fantastic job.
We're going to go here in the second row and then right behind you.
Coach, your athletes performed well beyond the arc and on the boards. As you move forward to the next round, where would you like to see them make improvement before the next game?
We're always trying to improve, defensively, offensively, move the ball better, block out better. Every club can keep getting better, and this group's made big strides. They're playing their best basketball, obviously, this week, and playing 2 ball games like that in the Sweet 16 is pretty special, and their confidence level's high. They got a lot of respect for whether it's Kansas or Villanova. We know those teams are great, so and I know they'll work. That's one thing. They love coming to the gym. They love coming to practice. They're there early. They stay late. They love playing for one another.
Gary?
Barry Trammell with the Oklahoma Lawn. Buddy's had several games like this. Is this as good as he's played, considering the stage? And 2, any shot in particular, the one at the end of the half was huge, but what stands out in your mind when you think of his biggest shot tonight?
Buddy just makes shots. He's just unbelievable in getting the ball up on top of the rim. He shoots with great confidence. Doesn't force many. That's the thing that I think has been most amazing on the year, that he shoots it for such a good percentage. He's not a high-volume shot taker. He just makes a lot of shots. And not surprising that Buddy's concern right off the bat was the turnovers, because he doesn't like that part of it. But, he got it going early and made some big shots there in the second half to keep them from cutting into the lead, too.
We have 2 questions here in the front row, 1 and 2.
Al Eschbach, Sports Animal. What's it mean to you personally, 22 years going back to the Final Four as a coach?
Always it's about, seeing the feelings of satisfaction on the players' faces, seeing their hard work, their investment rewarded, seeing them feel good about this right now, but they'll feel even better about it years from now, and cementing themselves, regardless of today, they would have been looked at as a very, very good team in Oklahoma basketball history, but now they've got a special spot with, 4 other teams. Just unbelievably proud for them and happy for them, and again, the way they've handled it all in terms of representing well and remaining, the humility that they've taken from it, the way they've handled it, just unbelievable across the board.
Stephen, go ahead.
Stephen Herbert, City News Service. Why do you think your team won today?
Thought they opened the ball game with good focus. I thought defensively really did a good job early, created some turnovers that we converted to points offensively, moved the ball well. Thought we rebounded the ball well in the first half. Anytime you can get out on a club like that by halftime, you have to like what you're doing. And then in the second half, there were moments there where we didn't quite have the flow, but they regrouped pretty quickly and made shots when we needed to.
Going to the third row, and then the gentleman right behind you.
Hey, Coach, Barry Orr from Sooner Sports Pad. The players commented on that amazing 104 number. What are your thoughts on that?
I can't imagine that ever being done, quite frankly, because whether it be an injury or an illness or whatever. And those 4 guys, all from different backgrounds, very, very special in their own right. I think a big story is the job that our assistant coaches, Coaches Crutchfield and Coach Henson and Coach Hill, have done in identifying those guys and seeing having a vision of their abilities meshing together to give us a chance to do this. They've been remarkable as a staff and high character guys, good work ethic, unselfish. I mean, all those things across the board. So proud for our staff and proud for those guys.
Fourth row in the yellow shirt, please.
Joey Helmer, OUinsider.com. Coach, how does this Final Four appearance differ maybe from the last time you took a team to the Final Four?
Yeah, y'all talk like you should be going back more frequently. I don't know. It's hard to get there, so to get there a second time, we're very pleased. Again, it's a result of these guys, of course. It's technology's just so different now than it was in '94. I mean, the how grand the event has become, even from '94. We go every year as a coach, and now couldn't be more pleased to be taking the team. But it's changed a lot. It's changed a lot, and I made a comment to Joe Castiglione, our AD, about these guys have no idea what lies ahead, and I probably said, and I probably don't either, because things have changed so much from the standpoint of just how grand it is and all the demands and want our guys to enjoy it, and yet focus on preparing for the next game. There's a fine line there that we'll try to walk.
Fifth row in the blue coat, please, on the aisle.
Dave Klein, ESPN 1280. Coach, the rebounding game, you out-rebounded Oregon 38-32, including 14 offensive boards. What was the key to keeping Oregon's bigs off the glass today?
They're a really good rebounding club, and our guys have had the ability on the year when we kind of prioritize going into a ball game. They've been able to focus pretty good on those, biggest priorities. Rebounding, of course, transition D in this game were the two things of greatest concern. I thought our guys did a pretty good job in the first half in both of those areas to kind of set the tone. Got back pretty well, got to the ball pretty well. Didn't give up too many second shots, so good first half.
Okay, we're going to go right up here front to Myron, and then in the back to Josh.
Could you comment on, Buddy's Buddy, but you got timely buckets. Jordan goes on a run. Isaiah goes on a run. Just kind of comment on that. I guess that's your coaching.
Yeah, you're right about, Buddy's been at the core of everything. But you think back through the year, Jordan's had great stretches. Isaiah's had great stretches. Ryan has. Kadeem's becoming more aggressive offensively. The guys off the bench, like Christian James, 10 rebounds today. That's a great job out of him. He's getting more and more comfortable all the time. Dante Buford's getting more comfortable. Jamonic McNeese backing up Kadeem in there. So a lot of guys producing, and certainly Buddy's at the core of it, but Buddy's the first one to tell you he was the happiest guy in the gym on Thursday when he saw all those other guys playing well and being productive, and Buddy is the first one to say that he wants and needs everyone to do that. So nice to see.
Josh, go ahead. On the right there.
Hey, Coach, Josh Peter with USA Today. In 1994, did you fully appreciate how difficult it would be to get back to the Final Four, and what have been the most meaningful events for you on the road back?
Probably didn't quite understand. I remember, in 95, 96, when you after having gone, it's different in not playing all of a sudden, and I realized then how special it was, and again, I did understand how tough it is to get back. Some people do it a lot. Not many people do it a lot. But we're happy to be doing it a second time. And, again, that's because of these guys. So it means a lot. It means a lot. It's memories forever for these guys, their families, the fans, the Spirit Squad, the band. All that. It really is something special for everyone involved. And the impact on the culture at the University of Oklahoma will always be affected by these guys. So, again, very happy for them.
Right here in the front row.
Was there a time, Lon, where you thought you knew this team was going to be special? Was it sometime last year? Was it when you beat Villanova in Hawaii? Was there a time when you go, wow, this team can be pretty good?
This team's had some really, really good stretches, for sure, and games. The Villanova game was certainly one of those. The battle at Kansas, the triple overtime game, it took a special group to stay there for that and have a chance to win, and not quite. Different times. I think in the last 4 weeks, we've had a lot of good stretches. We've had a couple, where we didn't play as well, and we kind of focus on those. But for the most part, when they've played really well, it's been at a very, very high level. And a high level primarily because they make shots. And that covers up some other things sometimes. I went through a stretch or two where we didn't make as many shots, and yet they've done that pretty consistently on the year.
All right, we're up against the timeline, so that's going to wrap it up. Thank you, Coach Kruger. Congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you.
The locker room for Oklahoma will remain open for another 5 minutes, so if you need to catch somebody, you will have the opportunity to do so, and that's right down here on this hallway. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Much obliged. Thank you. Thanks for